Good morning, friend. Now we are ready to study fluid mechanics. It is the basic class of fluid mechanics. Here we study what is fluid mechanics, what is fluid statics, what is fluid kinematics, and what is fluid dynamics, and some example of real life example of fluid mechanics. These are topics we study in this basic class. Here we start from the definition of fluid. That what is the definition of fluid? Fluid is a substance which undergo continuous deformation at a given shear stress. Fluid, we know that fluid is a substance which undergoes continuous deformation or take place at a given shear stress. Means a small shear stress happen the continuous deformation of fluid. And fluid are of two type, liquid and gas. This is the example of fluid. Definition of fluid mechanics. Here we know that fluid mechanics is that branch of science which deals with the behavior of fluid, means liquid or gases at rest as well as in motion. Thus this branch of science deals with the statics, kinematics and dynamic aspect of fluid. The study of fluid at rest is called fluid statics. The study of fluid in motion, where pressure force are not considered, is called fluid kinematics. And if the pressure force are also considered for the fluid in motion, that branch of science is called fluid dynamics. And here the definition are clear that fluid mechanics is the branch of science which deals with fluid behavior and its application. Or in the other way, fluid mechanics is the science which deals with fluid behavior and its application. And we know that fluids are of two types, liquid and gas. Real life example of fluid. There are many real life example of fluid, but few are written here. That is flow through pipe, dynamic dam, hydraulic brake, blood come out of nose in hilly area. Classification of fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics are classified in three stages: fluid statics, fluid kinematics, and fluid dynamics. Fluid statics is defined as fluid at rest. Here we are seeing that the force acting on a particle of fluid is equal in all directions, means fluid is at rest. Fluid kinematics. Fluid kinematics is defined as fluid in motion without considering any force which are responsible for that motion. Fluid kinematics is a branch of science which deals that the motion which are not considered, or the force which are not considered in the fluid at motion. Fluid dynamics is defined as fluid in motion with considering all the force which are responsible for that motion. Means that fluid in motion, here we are considering the force which are responsible for the fluid that it's go in motion. Okay friend, we meet at the further next class.